from Love Buddy. The more you love, the more you live. It makes life better. And so this is this group, the Love Buddy group, the Love Buddy page, the Love Buddy website, is about sharing love and about raising love consciousness. What does that mean? That just means that when we're more aware of love every day in our lives and how we can live a more loving life and live a love-centered life, life goes so much better, I've just got to tell you. When you know what your foundation is love, not something else. You know, we're kind of malleable as human beings. There's a lot of influence that we get from our genetics. We're born with certain tendencies, certain gestures, certain ways of thinking or behaving, certain ways of moving, both physically and emotionally and mentally. And we're also greatly influenced by our environment. So there's a dual influence there. We can let those things make us who we are, or we can also decide for ourselves who we want to be. So today we're just going to talk about emanating the love qualities, how to live in the love zone, how to live a love-centered life. So what is the love zone? Well, the love zone is something that it's kind of like a meditative state, but it's also just kind of a state where you're conscious of love, where you're not being aggravated or thrown off or frustrated or affected by things in your environment that might be demanding you, that might be pressuring you, that might be stressing you out. So living in the love zone, you know, just thinking about it, it helps me to kind of get in there and get into the love zone to a certain extent. And what that does is it allows us to emulate the qualities of love. It allows us to kind of start from base, start from square zero, start from our foundation. And if we have an intention to love, then we're going to be emanating love. Love is going to be exuding, love is going to be coming out of us. And we're going to be sharing love. We're going to kind of be in this environment of love, and we're going to create this environment of love. You know, we can create an environment of agitation, of anger, of frustration, of impatience. We can create all kinds of environments, and those are from within ourselves, and they can be projected out so that we see the world as something. You know, if you wake up what they call wake up on the wrong side of the bed, your whole day can go poorly. Why? Because you're in this mindset, you're in this frame of mind, you're not in the love zone, there's some other zone, and it's not love. But if we're conscious of love, if we know how love works, if we know what the love zone is, we're able to take some deep breaths maybe, calm ourselves down, think about the qualities of love, be aware of the qualities of love, and live from within love, live a love-centered life, at least have a love-centered day as much as possible. And the more we practice that kind of calmness, the more we learn, the more joy we have in life, the more success we're going to have in life, if success to you means happiness, contentment, joy, growing, learning, loving, nurturing others, respecting ourselves, being compassionate. If that's what you consider success, that happens from within the love zone. And anything that gives us those qualities is from love. It's from a foundation of love, doesn't come from anywhere else. We can use different labels, we can use different techniques, we can use different ideas, we can use different strategies, but it's always really love is the common denominator. So I'm looking at my notes here. One thing I forgot to do was do a disclaimer. I want to remind you, if you haven't heard me say this before, I am not trying to be the perfect example of what a love-centered life is. I'm learning. And I'm practicing, and I'm trying to be a love-centered person. And I'm getting better at it. I'm learning how, but I'm far from what I would say would be consistently always in the love zone kind of a person. But that's what I'm striving towards, and I'm working more and more towards doing that, and it's a learning process. And I think it might take 1 billion years, or it might just take, I don't know how long it takes, but I think we're always in a learning and growing process. And love is kind of a moving target. But the thing is that if we go back to love as our foundation, if we return to the love zone, we're always going to know the direction to go. We're always going to know the decision to make. We're always going to feel confident and contented. We're always going to feel like we're doing the best that we can. And life will have meaning. Life will have substance. We won't look around and say, what the heck is life about? What the heck am I doing? Because if you have a love-centered life, if you have love as your foundation, you already know. And it's so solid and it's so strong and so powerful that it's so obvious that you never doubt it. I never have doubted it. So that's a disclaimer, is that I don't feel like, I'm not trying to be an example. I'm not trying to be the authority. I'm trying to be a guy who talks about it with people. I'm trying to be a guy who promotes the idea. I'm an advocate for love. I'm a love evangelist. And I want to share this idea with other people, and I want to see what they think of it, because I think it's pretty cool. And I think it's been extremely beneficial to my life after having searched for 50 years, being involved in spiritual pursuits for 50 years, coming across the concept of love and how that really works. Nothing else compares. And I've been working towards this. The Love Buddy Facebook page has been there since 2013, and it's before that, more than 6 years ago, that I've kind of started working on this theme. And now I'm getting more active in sharing it and have courses and things like that, so that people can get more involved in love and have love as the center of their lives, or learn more about that, or share more about that, teach others about that. So what is a love zone? We already talked about a little bit what the love zone is. It's when you're settled inside, you're calm, you're centered, and you're focused, and you're relaxed, and you're not being aggravated or stressed out or feeling the pressures from the outside world to the extent where they're kind of messing with our inner contentment and our inner peace. The second part of living in the love zone, having a love-centered life, is not only being calm, because I don't know if there's really people like this, but you'll see in the movies, you'll see the bad guy who's just calmly shooting people, So it doesn't necessarily mean just because you're calm. I've seen this in some cultures where people are really calm. There are a lot of calm people in China that I ran across that were just not love-centered at all. I didn't see that they were emanating any of the qualities of love whatsoever, but they were calm inside. So they had that calmness part, but they weren't taught, they didn't understand, they didn't learn about what love is and how to be a loving person. It was completely missing from their environment, even though they had this calmness. So there's two parts. The first part of being calm, and then there's a second part of having this foundation. So you can be kind of a person who is cold to anything from the outside. You can be apathetic, but that's not what love is. I'm talking about kind of an inner peace, and then inner peace based upon a foundation of love. And if you're based on a foundation of love, you're automatically going to be an evangelist of love, and you're going to want to act love and be love and do love and emanate love. You're living from within love, and you're emanating love. So what does that look like? It looks like being respectful to other people. It looks like being loving to other people. What is that? That's like being compassionate and considerate, understanding, and we're all those things to ourselves as well. We're these things to ourselves because when you really understand what genuine love is, if you're going to be compassionate to others, you're automatically going to be compassionate to yourself. If you're going to be respectful to yourself, you're automatically going to be respectful to others because you understand the concept of respect and what that is and how that works. So when you live a love-centered life, you're living from within the love zone. And when you assert yourself, when you say, okay, I want to be an advocate for this. I want to stand up for this. I want to make this change. I want to have this influence. I want to bring love to this situation. And that might be protecting someone from being attacked in its extremeness. It might be helping someone feel better when they're feeling down. It might be helping someone understand something when they're confused. It might be helping somebody find the way when they're lost, geographically or emotionally or spiritually or mentally. So love is active, love acts, love takes action. That's what love is about. Love is about kind of bringing order to chaos. Love is about bringing peace where there is agitation, or where there's war, or where there's fighting, where there's conflict, where there's an inability to bring harmony about. Love brings harmony about. This is how music can make us transcend. It can put us into a state of almost kind of like a nirvana. Or art can do that. Why? Because it brings this organizing principle to a chaotic environment. And we can see this very high frequency vibration of what love really is. I don't want to get too weird here on this. That's kind of the theory of love. And love has an extremely strong foundation in physics. But we don't have to get into that. I can't get into that right now. I'm not able to. But what I want to say is that this is the explanation for what a beautiful song is, how a beautiful song can just raise us up, and how we just kind of get into this kind of nirvana. Not necessarily the love zone, because if we're going to do our job, you can do your job from the love zone. You can take a nap in the love zone. You can have a conversation from within the love zone. You can drive a car from within the love zone, purchase things. You can make dinner. You can do all that from within the love zone. But some of these things, when you kind of reach this heightened state where we're really getting into this harmonic vibration and we're going to another place from meditation or from listening to music or from doing art or seeing art or doing something that we really love to do, that's kind of a heightened level of consciousness. And that doesn't fly when it's time to buy some groceries or when it's time to answer the phone. But that doesn't mean that we can't do that from within the love zone. So living within the love zone is understanding what the qualities of love are. And the qualities of love are all available on the Love Buddy website. And there's a free ebook that you can download without an email, without any cost or anything like that. You just click and you can download that PDF file, and it goes through briefly all of the qualities of love. On the Love Buddy YouTube channel, there are right now 66 videos. I've got to make 2 more, some new love qualities. One of them is being helpful. I didn't do a video for that yet. And the other one is learning. And these are 2 newer qualities of love. But the previous 66 are there. They're separate 66 videos that describe the definition, examples, how to bring that quality more, how to be that quality more in your life. What else do we want to talk about? I'm going to look for some comments here. I can never find the comments, and I'm going to see if I can open up the comments so that I can see the comments, but I don't know why, but there aren't any comments here. So maybe nobody commented, or for some reason I'm just not seeing them. So anyway, just what I wanted to share today was what a love-centered life is, how to live from within love, how to emanate love, how to be love, and how you can walk around every day doing that. And this gives us a center that I haven't seen anywhere else. I haven't seen anything so solid. I've never heard of anything so solid. I've never heard of anything that's so effective. I've never heard of anything that brings so much joy, and it brings so much happiness, and it brings so much contentment. It's just amazing to me how powerful love is. But we got to understand what love is. So, sometimes yeah, so what? What's the big deal? It's not a secret. It's out there, but I haven't seen anybody teach it. So that's why we're doing Love Buddy here, and that's why we're talking about it, because I hope that other people can benefit from it, like I've seen such benefits from having a love-centered life and focusing on love. Because like I say, in every single situation that I've ever been able to come across or been able to imagine, love is the cure, love is the solution, love is the best approach. Love isn't being masochistic, it's not being a doormat, it's not being abused, taken advantage of, or being walked on. There's a lot of confusion out there about love. Does that mean turn the other cheek? Well, sometimes it might mean that. It might mean tolerating someone who's being abusive, but it also might be protecting yourself. We draw the line. We decide in every situation. That's the thing about love, is you can't make a law around love. You can't say, the guy on the right has the right of way kind of a thing like they do with traffic laws. Love doesn't work that way. Love is about being conscious. Love is about being aware of being compassionate. Sometimes that guy doesn't get the right of way for one reason or another. Sometimes you don't turn the other cheek because it doesn't make sense to do that in that particular situation. So you can't make these hard and fast rules and put them in a book and say, this is what love is. This is how you're supposed to behave. What the book of love that is being shared on the website is about, it's not defining what love is. What it is it's showing 66 or 68 of the qualities that are present when love is present. And when we're aware of these qualities, we get an understanding of love. Then it gives us kind of a framework. It gives us kind of a structure from which to live. And there are no hard and fast rules, because there can't be any hard and fast rules, because the world is always changing and things are always being rearranged, and priorities are always different, and we're coming from a different place. That person is coming from a different place. But when we have a love-centered life, when we're aware of what qualities of love there are, and we're aware of what compassion is, and nurturing, and respect, and kindness, and patience, we're aware and we're in tune with these things, then we're able to make decisions on the spot about how to apply love. And it would be absolutely impossible to make commandments about what love is and how you're supposed to not do this or do that. That's not the way life works. Life is a dynamic thing. And the application of love is a dynamic thing to unique situations. But once again, I just want to reiterate the fact that once we are aware of what love is, when we're able to get into the love zone a lot, and we know what the love zone feels like. I want to look at some notes here about being in the love zone, because I remind myself so that I know, wait a second, am I in the love zone or not? I feel calm, but I feel alert. I feel the love. I'm aware of the love inside and outside, the love that's kind of permeates everything. When you're in the love zone, you feel that the universe is kind. You feel the love of the universe. And people that are in a near-death experience where they're on the operating table and their heart stops and they go toward the light and things like that, one of the things they say, now, whether this is total fantasy by these thousands of people that have been recorded doing this, I think it's true, but you don't have to. It's no big deal. But what people feel is this kind of infinite love, this bright light that's brighter than any light you can imagine. And within that, this complete embracing, this complete love. And that's what the love zone's about. That's what faith in love is about. That's what the foundation of love is about. This kind of infinite acceptance. There's not any guilt. There's not any punishment. There's no hellfire. There's no shame. None of these things exist in real love. We don't need to have those things. But we have those things here on earth. We have challenges with those things, but we sure don't want to emanate them. And we sure don't want to have that as a foundation for our lives, any of those things. So you feel calm, you feel alert, you feel the love, you're aware of that infinite, that indescribable, that beautiful and warm and accepting, overwhelming, just being enveloped in love completely. Your mind is clear. You feel physically relaxed. You don't feel physical tension. Your body tells you this, and your mind tells you this. Okay, I'm in the love zone. You eat right, which is something that I do when I'm in the love zone, when I'm in touch. When I'm not in the love zone, then I have this food addiction, and I kind of eat the wrong things for my health. And I'm learning how to apply the love zone to how I eat, how I nurture myself physically, exercise, and nutrition. You're present for others. When you're in the love zone, you're present, you're available for others. You're not saying, I don't have time for you, or I'm too busy, or I don't like you, don't bother me. There's none of that. You don't have that kind of energy. You're open, your heart is open, your arms is open. Your arms are open and you're embracing others. When you're in the zone, you don't get aggravated and angry by something that you hear or see, something someone says, something someone does. You don't react poorly when being challenged. This can be a challenge, right? When something comes to you and somebody's frantic and they're saying, oh, we gotta get to the meeting right now because the boss is upset about blah, blah, blah. It's okay, all right. You act, you react, you take action, but you don't get all flustered, you don't get all angry. You don't say, I'm not going right now, I'm busy. You don't have this kind of a fighting energy, a resisting kind of energy. You're calm and you're able to make decisions that are based upon the love qualities. You're able to avoid impulses like that. You're driving in traffic, if you're in the love zone and someone does something that violates your right of way or something like that, you don't act on this impulse of honking the horn out of anger. You might honk the horn a little bit just to let the guy know, hey, you're almost going to hit me. And you're cool with that. And you know that the world is kind, you know the universe is kind, and you know it's going to be okay. And you come from this place. See how this can really feel good? How this being in the love zone can feel so much better. You live your life and you live each day, you live each moment from within this foundation, and you're enveloped in this environment of love. As opposed to getting all upset and stressed out about this and that and freaking out about all these things constantly. It doesn't happen. You're not getting affected by that. And you're able to nurture yourself, nurture others, and you're able to live a meaningful life because you're not constantly in a state of panic and worry and frustration and stress. So from within the love zone, there's an inner calm and well-being, and there's a feeling of safety, and there's a feeling that the universe is kind. And all of these happen from within when we're living within the love zone. And I can tell you I've experienced that myself. Not all the time, working on it, becoming more and more aware of how to stay in the love zone, reminding myself. And I spend a lot more time in the love zone now that I know what it is, and I'm aware of it, and I'm able to get myself in the love zone to some degree than before, when I didn't even know what the heck it was. And I was just getting tossed about by constant things coming up every day, worries and stresses and demands from all over the place. And I didn't know not only how to feel inner peace and how to feel inner calmness myself for any extended period of time, but I also had no idea about, well, what the hell am I trying to do with my life then? Okay, I'm calm, but who am I? What's this all about? The foundation of love, living a love-centered life, it answers that question. It automatically, once we actualize, once we know what we love, because we love ourselves, we have compassion for ourselves, we nurture ourselves, we know what we want to do. I want to save the whales. I want to work with children. I want to paint. That's where my passion is. That's where the love is. That's me expressing love. That's me being loving. Is throwing myself into these things passionately, losing myself in those things. Because love is not only servicing ourselves, being of service to ourselves, but being of service to the world. Because love is being of service. So we're able to find out who we are, what we want to do, because we're listening for the first time in our lives. And living that life, living a love-centered life, is automatically active. It's automatically passionate. It's automatically meaningful. It's automatically contented. So all of these things grow out of love automatically, because that's what love is. So anyway, that's the thought for today. That's the video for today. I'm here every day at 10 p.m. New York time. That was about 25 minutes ago when I got started. Here every day, 7 days a week, sharing different ideas about love. If you have something you want me to talk about, if you want to make a comment about something, or you want to teach or learn or share or debate, or communicate, let me know, send a message, and I can bring it up tomorrow. Thanks for your feedback. When we get love-centered feedback, it's golden. It's so precious. So thanks so much for your comments, and thanks so much for the people that are watching these every day, and thanks so much for taking part in this project, the Love Project. And why do people still have so much trouble in life? Why is the world so chaotic? It's because love isn't being learned, love isn't being taught, love isn't being practiced, love isn't being shared. Other things are. Kids are learning how to do their multiplication tables, but love is not mentioned one time. Never was in my school, and it never was in any school that I'm aware of, but it is here. Love is the first thing. It's the most important thing, because once you have love as a foundation, you can do anything. You have multiplication tables as a foundation. Not so flexible, not so useful, although it can be useful in specific situations. Having a foundation of love in life, having a love-centered life, it applies to everything you do. Everything you do, literally. And it answers all the questions, because when love is there, there is no question. Okay, so if you look at the notes here, come along with this video, there's more information. You can click on different links, get different information. And please, if you have a request, something to talk about, something to look at, I'm going to be giving a challenge, and that is, what problems in life can love not address, can love not solve? What can love not do? I'm racking my brain to find something, some area in life where love is no help, where love can't solve a problem. It might be the case, but I'm not able to find that. I'm not able to imagine or think of or see anything anywhere that can't be solved, can't be helped, can't be remedied with love. Love as we know it here, genuine love. Not fake love, not tough love, not some other fabricated love from some evil entity that wants to destroy you if you don't wear the right hat. So genuine love is the solution to every single problem. I'm proposing that. And if you can think of a problem, a situation that love can't solve, please let me know, because that would be enlightening to me. And it's possible. I'm not being facetious here. It might be something that I hadn't thought of in a while. Yeah, I guess love can't do anything in that area. And I'd like to know what that is, because I'm so convinced that love is like this magic potion that can solve every problem and make everything better. And that's why I'm so committed to love. And that's why I'm so committed to sharing love, because that's how it looks to me. That's how it seems to be. So let me know if you can think of anything. And I'm going to start pushing more and more. I'm going to start posting more and more, asking this question to see if there's something, because that would be a great learning. That would be a great understanding. And love learns, love grows, love is open to new understanding. So I'm trying to be that kind of guy. And Love Buddy is trying to be that kind of a project that's open to learning. This isn't the truth. There is no the truth, There's just learning and growing and being open, and that's what love is about. Anyway, thanks so much for listening. I really appreciate you being here. I really appreciate your feedback. Really appreciate you being you and you playing your part in the world, because we're all needed, we're all wanted, and we all help each other learn. Whether we're doing something that could be considered a good guy thing or a bad guy thing, doesn't matter. Just be yourself and do your best to be who you are. And I appreciate that, and I love that. And I'm so happy that you're here. I love you. Have a fantastic day. This is Matthew from Love Buddy.